There are 5 underrated and underutilized productivity hacks that you might not have heard of. And in this video, after you give me 7 minutes of your time, I hope to help you implement them into your productivity strategy so you can get work done in an efficient and effective manner. Hello, I'm Dylan, I'm 18 and I coach unproductive people to turn productive using tactical techniques and strategies that changed my life forever. I personally went on a journey of productivity from 5,000 hours or 210 days straight spent on Call of Duty, wasting away any potential I had, and now I effortlessly and easily breeze through large banks of my work for my business, education and personal development goals. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you some underutilized productivity hacks that hopefully help you shift to a more productive outlook on life. And of course, if you're looking to get more help from me, my exact productivity framework that I prescribe to all the clients I work with is available in the description. It includes a free high quality physical planner and lots of other templates, trackers and tools, and of course my personal phone number so I can hold your hand through the trials and tribulations of productivity. But let's get into the video. So first we have the productivity anchor. So this is attaching a specific habit to your work. So I'm sure you're familiar with sports players, and before they go out onto the field they have a pre-game ritual. So they play a specific song, they drink a specific drink, they say a specific word in the mirror to themselves to link this habit with performing well and getting them in the right mindset to complete the work. So for me it's coffee. Before I enter a really large bank of work that I need to get done, as long as it's before 4 p.m, I'll have a cup of coffee and I'll find that helps me dial in. The caffeine stimulates me. The caffeine's an addictive substance in general, but the feeling of being energized is now linked to doing something hard. So whenever I drink coffee, I trigger focus or trigger to focus on whatever I'm doing. And for you, you can either use caffeine, use coffee, as long as you're not abusing it and using it after 4 p.m, because that will mess up your sleep. Maybe it could be a certain song. Maybe you listen to a certain audio, you listen to a certain podcaster, you drink a specific drink, you eat a specific food. Whatever it is, you need to link this specific habit with completing hard work. So when you consume whatever you consume, you listen to whatever you listen, you do whatever you do, whether it's push-ups, whatever, you then have anchored this habit to make you productive and trigger this focused and deep work state. Next, we have the golden hour concept. So this is the idea that during the day, there's one specific hour that you will dominate your to-do list. It's your most productive hour. You're so efficient, you're so effective in completing what you set yourself. So obviously it's really useful to figure out what this hour is. And if you know it just by your day-to-day mannerisms, that's really useful. Write it down and make sure you set hard tasks during that 1 hour. Time block that hour for completing the hardest tasks you set yourself during the day to really rig your day for success and productivity. But if you don't know it, you can use the biological clock of figuring out your time and temperature optimum. It sounds like a lot to take in, but essentially what time you wake up minus 2 hours to locate your temperature nadir, the lowest temperature of your body during the night, and then add 7 hours onto it and you'll find your temperature optimum, your optimum time to work based on your body's biological clock. And it's all to do with cortisol, the rise of the stress hormone that's going to dial you in and get you focused and alert. So once you do the calculation, time you wake up, I woke up at 7 a.m, minus 2 hours, 5 a.m, add 7 hours is 12 p.m. That is going to be my most optimal time to work, and I personally feel it is based on my own biology. So using this golden hour concept to locate your most optimal time to work during the day, set yourself the hardest tasks and rig the day for success based on your biology. But of course, if you feel you're more productive at a different time during the day, do what feels best for you. Next, of the underrated and underutilized productivity hacks, I have the identity shift method. Who is going to be more productive? The guy that doesn't think he's productive or the guy that does? The guy that when he sits down at his desk and he attempts to work, in the back of his mind, all he can hear is unproductivity, procrastination, laziness. Or the guy that sits down, he completes the work with no thoughts in his mind because he sees himself as someone who's productive. Shifting your identity towards being productive is going to change the game in your productivity. Seeing yourself as someone who effortlessly and easily completes banks of work, even if you don't, is going to have a net benefit for you and the work you're completing because you're now shifting your identity into someone who's productive. And there's a couple of methods to do this. So number one, you either dress different. If you usually wear white clothes, wear black clothes. You usually wear street style, wear posh clothes. When you're completing the work, to see yourself as someone different, to look in the mirror and know that you're in a different mindset to what you usually are, which is going to allow you to shift into this more productive mindset for the output of work you need. Or you can use the Batman effect. And I might make a future video on this, but statistics show that people who put an alter ego on, they perceive themselves as someone different, whether they call themselves a different name, they make a little character for themselves, such as Batman, they perform better in breaking bad habits, in continuing good habits, and completing hard tasks with effective ease. People who smoke put on this alter ego, they don't smoke anymore. Batman doesn't smoke, boom, now it helps them quit smoking. People who are unproductive switch their alter ego, now they're a businessman who completes work with efficient and effective ease, and because they've shifted into this alter ego of productivity, they now found it easy because they've identity shifted into this productive mindset. Underrated productivity hack number 4 is to time yourself. And there's a lot of reasons behind this. It's to do with the Parkinson's law. The work you're completing expands to the time available for its completion. So if you set yourself an hour, the work will take an hour. You set yourself 30 minutes, the work will take 30 minutes. So when you time yourself, when you say you have this allocated bank of time, this tight deadline, you're more likely to complete it in an efficient and effective manner because you're utilizing Parkinson's law. If this sounds like an interesting concept that you want to learn more about, this video here will take you there. But utilize Parkinson's law and time yourself. Set a 10-minute timer. I'm going to complete this work for 10 minutes. If you're feeling unmotivated, it's only 10 minutes. It's going to motivate you to sit down and attempt the task. And just as you're doing press-ups, if you tell yourself, I'm going to go on the floor, I'm going to do 1 press-up. When you're down there, you're on the floor doing 1 press-up, you may as well do 5 or 6 more. And of course, it's a bit of a challenge. If it usually takes you 20 minutes, you do it in 10, you feel good. It's more of a challenge, it's more exciting, it's more novel, so you're going to complete the work easier. And finally, we have the location reset trick. And this is creating novelty in the work. And again, if you're looking to create more novelty, make the work feel more exciting and fresh, this video will take you there. But swap your environment, move your desk to the opposite side of the room, make sure you're near a window rather than in the dark if you're usually in the dark, go to a cafe, go to a library, swap up the environment, not the work. I see a lot of people who get into a business model, or they get into an educational framework that they think is for them, and they're attempting it, and then it's going really good, it's exciting, it gets boring, they swap the work rather than the environment. Oh, I'm going to do this business model here, try it for a couple of months, exciting, and it gets boring. And then they swap the business model rather than the environment they're working in. Sometimes you don't need to be novel in what the work you're completing, you need to be novel in the area and the environment you're completing it in. So by using this location reset and resetting where you usually do the work to a different place or environment, it's going to be useful to stimulate yourself, make it feel fresher, more novel, more exciting, and hopefully allow you to complete the work with efficient and effective ease. So that was it. That was 5 underrated and underutilized productivity hacks that I would suggest you attempt, adapt, and implement into your productivity system.